Hello everybody and welcome to a very, very, very special episode of Rockn Talkn solo interviews with Kelly V. This is an old interview I got to do with the incredible Byron Stroud. If you know me at all, you know that I'm a fan of Canadian and I'm also a fan of Strapping Young Lad. This is one of the best moments of my life. It happened quite a while ago now and I've been told all along that it was impossible. And right here, a combination of Byron Stroud from Strapping Young Lad talking to me, and the incredible help of Lips, Steve Kudlow of Anvil, and all of my wonderful metal friends. I can't believe what I've achieved. This is a miracle, and I can't wait to share this interview with you. And all the way through, you'll see just how special it is for me. So thank you so very, very much for tuning in, supporting, and sharing, and just spread them around, my loves. Thanks so much, Kelly V.
Today is a very special day. Every interview is special, I won't lie. But it's not every day you get to talk to one of your absolute idols who's been with you almost more than half your life, and has pretty much been a part of shaping exactly who you were as a young person into your adulthood. So thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to tell you, and I'm going to do it right now. We're going to interview the incredible Byron Stroud. Just so many wonderful projects. And if you're unfamiliar, I hope you familiarize yourself with them. If you're a metalhead and you don't know who Fear Factory is, or Zimmers Hole, or Strapping Young Lad, shame, shame, shame. I hope you got your joints. I hope you got your dab rigs, whatever it is you use, your bongs. Sit back, have a beer, have a coffee. Just tune in and enjoy. Thanks so much, everybody. Kelly V. What an incredible day to be alive. What an incredible... Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to jump right into the interview now. Stay tuned. Hello.
Hello.
Wow. Thank you so much for doing this. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you're totally welcome. My pleasure.
So, you're currently sitting right now in British Columbia. What's going on out there with everything? Is it completely closed down?
I mean, in parts of Vancouver, yes, but where I live, I'm in the interior, in the Okanagan now, so it's, in the northern Okanagan where I live, there's maybe been 28 cases of COVID in total, so it's really easy to, social distance where I'm at, everybody's got acreages and whatnot, right, so it's going pretty smooth, actually.
For those Americans that don't know, that's probably one of the most beautiful parts of our country, right?
I would say so, yeah. That's kind of why we moved up here. Get away from people and have a decent, hot summers and not too cold of winters, and you can, get property for fairly cheap these days, so it
really? Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not achievable anywhere in Ontario at all, cheap property.
No, and it is definitely changing every day up here, right? So it's not what it was, 4 years ago when we bought here, but it's definitely more achievable for somebody like ourselves.
Wow. That's about as elite as you get in this industry. I love Strapping Young Lad. I love all its members. I love every side project that's ever come of it or through it or around it. We're going to get right back to the interview right now with the incredible Byron Stroud. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I know you're going to enjoy this. So many cool things revealed coming up. Thanks, everybody. And how do you find... in Vancouver, the metal scene, is it bigger than it is in Ontario, would you say?
I mean, I'm kind of, I'm not so in it right at this moment, but I definitely know, when we were coming up with Strapping and Zimmers and all that stuff, it seemed to really thrive, I think Devin drove a lot of that, and say that, though, when we go to Ontario to play shows, they were always... off the hook, right? They were always killers. So, I'm not sure right at this moment, but, coming up, it felt like Vancouver was the place to be at the time when we were doing our thing.
Was it harder for you guys to break into the U.S., do you think, just being Canadian and getting a kickstart?
Not really, I always thought before I joined Stroud, I always thought with my other bands, I was like, oh man, how do we break in the States? It's because we're Canadian that we don't not have an opportunities. But then I realized, if you're good, you're good. We'll come to you, right?
That's probably true, brother, for you. I know it's a struggle for a lot of Canadian bands, but like I said, you are nothing but metal royalty, and I'm so very, very proud that you are Canadian, and so am I. So I just want to say thank you so much for all your music and how it influenced us. So early on, when I first befriended Byron Stroud, I sent him a video that I had made to Obsolete, and it took him a very, very long time to respond to it, and I thought maybe I had offended him, but when he responded, he said he liked it, and it was so worth it, because that was, a week of just pouring my little heart into making that, and repetitively listening to the song over and over again. To my roommates at the time were got a little bit insane, but I'm so proud, and I am so honored to do this interview, and it was once in a lifetime day. So thank you so much, and we're going to get right back to it. You've been listening to the Pop Pixie Show at rockmetaltalk.com with your host Kelly V, and we're going to jump right back.
So, we didn't work the States a lot in the early days because we just would go to Europe, and we were like, had a big fuck you towards Central Media in the very early days, and we basically didn't want to do anything they told us to do, right? So we would just do our own thing. We ended up, we'd go to places where we felt they'd appreciate us more, like Australia, the UK, other parts of Europe, and Japan and stuff. And then eventually we thought, okay, well, let's try go down the States, do some shows, and see what happens. And yeah, it was great. The response was killer, and we realized, oh yeah, we have a following down here as well. So then we started working it. We started working it a little more after that.
That's so funny to hear you say that you're just like going against your label, because I just talked to so many bands. It's so hard to get a good label, to get good support, to be toured or supported in that way. And it does make sense, because you guys are good enough to be able to be rebels within that, I suppose. Oh, that's awesome.
Right, and in the early days, for sure, in the 90s, it was, with Central Media, we felt they weren't doing it, the right things for the band. But coming around 2000, Steve Joe came along as our A&R guy in the States, and he basically, flew us down for, I think it was like a 10-year anniversary Central Media party. And he just, he talked to us and said, hey man, I support you guys. This is what we want to do. And, his hanging out with Steve made us realize that there was, somebody at the label that actually cared about us. And that's what, kind of changed our perspective on touring.
Well, thank God for that. We really appreciated having you come through, or having you come through anywhere close to us as fans. So thank you so much for that experience for happening. Well, that's so wonderful. I'm so glad you did. I mean, that's big. That's big. I think I just hear heartbreaking stories after heartbreaking stories about how the whole thing has changed now and what a label really does. But there are some really good ones out there still, I think. I know.
Yeah, I think there is too. I mean, I don't, like I said, I haven't dealt with any labels in a while other than just doing some licensing deals and stuff. But, with the new Zimmers whole record, we're going to look at it again, and I think, maybe the way to go for us is just to license the records and not have to rely on a label for financial backing, because I just don't think the money's there in the industry anymore for that. So if you could do it yourselves, it seems to be the way to go.
That seems to be what I'm hearing over and over again, and it seems to be what younger bands have to do to rise up, and it's so much pressure on somebody starting out to have to do everything yourself, and
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to do that again for sure. Thankfully, we've all got a bit of a name in the business, and we can, people listen to us and then, take our stuff seriously, but starting out as a new band, I don't even know if I'd want to nowadays. It just seems like you'd be banging your head against the wall. But but obviously do it for fun and do it, for the love of the music. But as far as trying to make a living at it nowadays, I don't know. It just seems like almost impossible.
That's a real shame. I think that this is a really sad thing to say, but COVID has kind of turned the corner on the whole industry as to having to revamp itself and to come up with new directions, to do online things, to do things really differently. And hopefully, you know, artists get back that support that was once there.
Yeah, I mean, we will see, you know, like, yeah, who really knows?
That does seem to be the common thought. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. Wow, this truly is one of the very best days of my life. Thanks so much, everybody, for sharing it with me, and supporting and just listening to Rock Metal Talk and the Pop Pixie Show. We're going to get right back to the interview for you. Thanks so much, everybody.
That was pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that would be.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I am probably the biggest Strapping Young Lad fan in the world, truthfully. Literally, you know, my group of friends in college, like I discovered it pretty young, and it stayed with me for so long, and I think the music is just it's just perfect. You know, it really is. There's, I suffer from narcolepsy. It's very, very difficult for me to go to sleep. And Strapping Young Lad puts me to sleep.
Well, that's the first time I've heard that, but that's awesome.
That's what Jed said, too. But it's like, there's this, amongst all of the intensity, there's this beautiful sort of hum that's comfortable. You know what I mean?
Actually, I do know. I can relate to that for sure.
Yeah, and that, for whatever reason, almost hypnotizes me, puts me in a trance, and I'm like, which is almost the highest compliment, right? I also, you know, happiness brings on some weird episodes with narcolepsy, which literally paralyzes parts of your body for a few minutes at a time. And right now, I can't move my arm or my legs because I'm so happy. So hopefully, my face doesn't go, or I don't just smash into the keyboard out of. But you know, that's like the ultimate compliment at a show. You know, oh, she's down. Oh yeah, I'm having so much fun. I can't move, right? But it is it has like been with me a very, very long time. And you said it was your favorite project. Is that?
Oh yeah, by far, because you know it was something that I'd known Devin since we were kids, so not like young adults or whatever, and playing in local bands around Vancouver. And we were always tight, always friends. And same with Jed. Jed was in both Jed and Devin were in bands with me before Strapping, local bands, and we spent a lot of time with those guys. And then so when I finally got a chance to be part of it, it was awesome. When I came in just during the recording of the City record.
It's my favorite, I think.
As well.
Yeah,
with Gene, right? Gene and I came into the band at the same time, and it was just so awesome to spend time with each other. It just felt like you could see the progress we were making, right? Like, which is really cool. It's like, every record, every tour, every show, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and you could just like kind of watch it grow, and that was the amazing part of it. Then you're with your friends, so like you see, they see they see the best and the worst of you, and which really makes for lifelong friendships and stuff like that. So it was definitely fun, really fun and exciting to be a part of that, and I'll always hold that close to my heart for sure.
Just editing this is making me cry right now, and also bringing on those happy episodes, because as he said that, and as I was listening to it back, I realized it was just such a special time when I found Strapping Young Lad in my life, in my musical growth and understanding, and the human beings around me at the time. And I've tried to explain to them that I'm doing this, and I hope that they are proud of me right now. This is an achievement for all of us in that time. It was a very, very special time in metal too as well, and I think you were revolutionary in changing so much and influencing so many people. So thank you so much, Byron Stroud. Thank you so much, all of Strapping Young Lad. Thank you so much to all the members of all your bands for doing exactly what you do. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here, and there's no disrespect meant in doing this, and I'm going to play a little clip from another great Canadian moment, because I feel like I've gone into that mode.
We're not worthy!
We're gonna get back to me making an ass of myself with someone pretty awesome only on the Pop Fixie Show at rockntalk.com. Thanks, everybody. You're such a loser.
Hey, sorry about that.
No, that's no problem. No problem.
There's always stuff going on here in the farm, but yeah. So anyways, all of a sudden we're like doing strapping and Fear Factory, you know, and it was like a big juggling act for the next few years.
Wow.
And yeah, so I mean, but it was like, and it was, when I quit Fear Factory, it was more in the end, like when Dino came back to the band and Burton decided to keep me there still, and we brought in Gene, the mechanized record, and all that stuff. It was just, I think Dino had, you know, he'd been kicked out of the band once before, and now he's back, and I think he just, you know, all the promises that were made to me by the other guys who weren't there anymore, and even the promises that Bert made to me, which was, you know, solid things for the future for me, it just never panned out, you know, and there was always an excuse after excuse of why it wasn't panning out. And after a while, I just thought, oh, you know what, man, like, I just gotta be happy. And this, the end of the, you know, that whole mechanized touring cycle, even though it was an amazing, we did some amazing shows, got to tour with some amazing bands, I just wasn't having fun.
And that's, I guess, you know, it would show in the music. It would show, you know, if you had to stick with it. You know, if you had no other option, like some people, you know, maybe get trapped because they're so famous they can't leave a band, maybe. But
right.
So glad that wasn't the case.
Yeah, you start relying on the paycheck and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when that paycheck starts to dwindle away as well, you're like, well, what the hell am I doing this for then? You know, if I'm not happy, right? So.
The 3 very loyal fans that will still come. You know what I mean? There's always going to be forever, you know, forever. No matter where you go, there's going to be people that absolutely love what you do, undoubtedly. And that must feel really, really good. Like, if you were to say, hey, I'm going to do something new tomorrow, people would just, you know, be all over it. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, and you know, and it is definitely cool, but I want to make sure that people get, you know, what I enjoy too, right? You know, at this point in my life, it's like I gotta really enjoy it, and that leads me to the other band, Imonolith, that I started doing with Jed and a couple guys from Devin's band, Ryan and Beeve, and John Howard from Threat Signal. But it was, it just didn't really, you know, the further we got into it, I really started realizing that, you know, maybe they were just having me around because of my name and stuff like that, right? And I wasn't really enjoying the music so much, but I thought, oh, this is my chance to get back out there and tour and do some cool stuff, but then I just wasn't feeling the music. I just could not, like, prove on it, you know, it wasn't something I was so proud of putting my name on. So I had to step back from that, and it showed in my performances with those guys too, you know, in the studio and live, the stuff I did do with them, you could just tell my heart wasn't in it, right? So I figured it was best before the fans start really getting into it, that, you know, I stepped back, and so that's why I did that, you know, and I think Jed left for similar reasons, you know.
Wow, that you know, but if everybody feels it, like, was there hard feelings or upset feelings?
Not really. I mean, everybody's pretty cool. I still talk to Beav a lot. Him and I have been tight for many years, so it's fine. But I don't know. You kind of think that people do things for the wrong reasons, and there's one guy in that band that I thought did things for the wrong reason, and you know, and a little bit of hard feelings maybe with him at the time. So I'm just like frustrated by the moves that he.
It is so incredible to get to hear these personal, you know, opinions later on, and to get to hear the stories that shaped the music and your career. What an incredible honor. I hope everybody out there is enjoying this interview as much as I did. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and supporting everybody. Wow. Has the current situation inspired any of that album?
Oh, for sure. Like, you know, when I spent some time with Val the other day and came up with some lyrics and some concepts regarding it. So yeah, for sure,
know. I can't wait. I can't wait. So who does, like, everybody participates in the songwriting? It's not just one person?
Well, I mean, depending on the parts. I mean, over the years, you know, Jed is the primary, you know, songwriter, right? He writes, you know, 96% of the riffs usually, right? You know, and on the earlier stuff, I wrote a lot more on the earlier stuff, but it's on the later Shouting records, that was all Jed, you know, and then we know, of course, you know, we're free to do our thing over top of whatever concepts about the extra songwriting comes up with. And the lyrics, I'd say lyrics and concepts for songs, like, lyrically, I think is pretty much a group effort.
Oh, wow.
You know, there's definitely, which is cool, and that's one cool thing about Zimmers Hole is that, you know, we'll come up with there's a funny story or a funny concept that we're sitting around, no matter how ridiculous it is, we, like, turn it into an awesome song, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the one fun thing about Zimmers Hole, that we all love, and I think that's why people get drawn towards that band as well, just because it's, you know, we are just having fun, but at the same time, it's some of the most brutal
metal
behind it, yeah.
Hear, right? Exactly. That's what I was just gonna say. It's so silly, it's so fun, and yet it's got perfection. With the music, it's awesome. It makes me chuckle. This is such a big honor. Thank you so much for tuning in and sharing it with me. This has been truly one of the best days ever, and I never thought I would get here. I never thought I could do it, but I just kept trying, and I just want to put that out there to everybody. Just believe in yourself and keep trying, and good things will happen. I hope everybody agrees with our assessment on Zimmers Hole, the fun and the perfection of it all. That was awesome. We're going to jump right back into the interview with Byron, and hope you're all enjoying it as much as me. Thanks, everybody. It is awesome. Do you think that, you know, Strapping would ever come back together? Just had to ask for anything.
No, I mean, as much as I think most of us would want that to happen, I mean, I'd love for the chance to play with Devin again, and Gene and Jed and all of us be on stage or in a room together. I just don't think it will happen. I mean, I think, you know, it's funny because I went to NAMM last year and hung out with everybody, and, you know, there's pictures taken of us all together, and anyways, you know, when we started flying, and people asked us, what's going to happen, and, you know, and Gene had the best response. He's like, I would have to ask myself, if this happened, you know, what was wrong with Devin? Why would Devin want to do this to himself again? You know, exactly. And that's how we all feel, right? It's like, you know, it's like our bro is like, you know, why does he want to do this again? No, we know what it does to him. Why would he want to do this to himself, right? So, I mean, he's got to go to a certain place that the rest of us don't go to be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's basic, right? Like the rest of us, it comes pretty natural. But for Devin, it's a side of him that I don't think he doesn't want to be there, you know, and I totally get it. And then I see him doing strapping stuff, and I think, oh, it's awesome that he can do that. But I think it would be a whole other thing if we were all together doing it. There would be a whole other energy there that I don't think he necessarily wants in his life anymore. So, which is totally fine by us, right? And I'm hoping that one day, like I've seen Jed has had the opportunity to play songs with Devin over the years, and you know, I think one day, hopefully, maybe I'll get a chance to do that too. And that'll be good enough, you know.
Yeah. Wow, just getting to learn some of this stuff is such an incredible experience. I just had an episode of cataplexy, which is paralysis of part or all of your body with strong emotion, and just listening to this next song brings it back that I spoke about before, where Strapping Young Lad's music has this intensity that just shakes through your whole system, and yet this absurd calming sensation within the drone of it, and it instantly puts me into this it's called the sleep attack or almost like a trance-like state prior to one of those episodes, and it just induces severe calm within the intensity. It's quite a rush. It's one of the few bands that actually achieves this weird narcoleptic sensation, maybe because I just am such a huge fan as well. I'm not sure. But I think if you listen closely, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. City is my favorite Strapping Young Lad album too, Byron. But that song is especially dear to my heart. I really, really love it. If you don't agree, too bad. Because that is one of the best minds in the music industry and one of the best vocals with one of the best bands around it that was ever created. So we're going to jump right back into the rest of the interview. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Yeah, I do. And, you know, what he deals with was an inspiration. And as somebody who battles disability and been shamed for it, what I'm doing now is the reason why. You know, to have, you know, to stand up and do something. And the amount of musicians that have reached back has just been insane. But since day one, I think my first post, if you scroll all the way back on my page, is one day I'm going to meet Devin. You know, I'm persistent when I set a goal, you know. And I think I've posted it 10 times. It'd be like my Make-A-Wish mean if they did that stuff for adults, but they don't. I've looked into it, actually. But, you know, I've been so blessed along the way. And, like I said, just meeting you and talking to Jed has been two of the highlights of my whole... Thank you so much. So you just witnessed me go totally full nerd alert. I hope you appreciated that as much as I did. So thank you so much. Very few people get a chance to tell the people that influence them so much in the world that they have done so, and it is always an honor. I've always thought that Strapping Young Lad is the perfect combination of just raw insanity and extreme perfection, and the tightness and their ability to play live what they create in studio to a T is always impressed me, and I will always love their technical ability. That's just unfortunately one song you cannot scream along to very easily. This is one of the most impressive songs and one of my favorite songs by them. We're going to jump right back to the interview. So you're a farmer now.
Yeah. For sure. Well, we got a hobby farm, really. I mean, it's okay. I mean, we don't, you know, it helps out definitely. But we bought this property and then we built a house on it for my mom, and we moved our families up here, so we got a bit of a family compound. It's cool. We got, you know, a couple horses, some pigs, and goats, and chickens, and farm some hay and stuff.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's definitely been like a crash course being a farmer, which is pretty. I mean, it's I like it, man. Honestly, it's like, you know, to be able to feed yourself and your family by, you know, your hard work on the farm is definitely
rewarding,
soul satisfying, you know, and being in the mountains and being away from the mass people in the cities is
take a break right there, and we're going to play Strapping Young Lad with Far Beyond Metal. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and enjoying this and sharing one of the best days ever. Most incredible Byron Stroud on rockmetaltalk.com. I'm from Toronto, and I traveled the States for the last 5 years, and, you know, was in Oklahoma for a while. I don't know if you've ever been through Arkansas or Oklahoma, and you just realize how
up there.
Yeah, empty it is, right? Like there's just nothing, right? And I came back to Toronto for a visit and literally felt like kissing concrete, and just I don't feel almost comfortable without that amount of people and the craziness, you know. But it's weird. I can appreciate it, but after a while you're kind of like, oh, another tree. I wish I was a coffee shop or an interesting person to talk to or somebody, you know what I mean? Right?
For sure. I mean, I was like that for years too. I love the city. I lived Vancouver, LA, you know, Melbourne, Australia. Like I spent a lot of time in all these places. love it. You know, so I almost bought a house in California years ago. Like I've just always been all about it. But as I got older, man, I'm just like, you know what? I kind of like this too. Now when I go to Vancouver, I had to go down there last week for some business, and I was like, get me out of here.
Now, no disrespect meant to the people of Arkansas, Texas, or Oklahoma there for a minute. I didn't mean that there were no interesting people. I've met some of the most wonderful and lovely people in the world in that spot. I just meant that there's not enough of you and you're very spread out. So, you know, it's a ways to go visiting or just to go anywhere. But it's the lack of just, you know, places and things and buildings and, you know, restaurants and food and culture that sometimes I really, really missed, that is only found in something like a big city. So shout out and love to all the people in that area. So take it not to heart. I didn't mean it in any way. I don't think there's few things in my life that compare to being a podcaster for Rock Metal Talk. So thank you so much, everybody. We're going to get right back to the interview. There's still a little bit more to go. I hope you're enjoying it as much as me, but probably not as much as me. That's probably impossible, but I hope you're enjoying it nonetheless. Only on the Pop Pixie Show at rockmetaltalk.com.
I cannot be here anymore.
Well, Toronto's kind of getting like that just because it's just the pressure, you know, the competitiveness, because there's just not enough jobs, not enough housing, not enough, you know, so
right,
the endless stress of it, but not necessarily the amount of people, because before COVID hit, there's always a festival, there's always something going on, you know what I mean? You just leave your house and there's art and music everywhere, right? I really, really love that. You know, the street performers, the subway performers, you know, it was just alive. It's suffering bad now, I think. The whole music industry is suffering bad. We're losing our big venues. You know, that's a real heartbreak of the bigger cities, right? As their 100-year leases run out or whatever, and they realize, oh shit, this property's worth way more than I can afford, right? And they tear down, turn into condos. So that's happening all over Toronto, the El Macombo, which was a really big place, kind of, none of them are big. That's the other thing, you know what I mean?
I know. They're bigger by name than they are by size, I guess, totally.
Yeah. And it's said, you know, there was a lot of bands that actually didn't even make it in the US or Europe before they played Toronto. So it's got an iconic place. But I think that you know, Montreal and Vancouver definitely have, you know, if you're going to go anywhere, you got to go those three places, right? I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where was your favorite place to play in the States?
Well, all the major markets were always good for us, especially with like Fear Factory and stuff like that. It was like, the New York, LA, Chicago shows were always good. But I seem to enjoy everything. You know, we had some great shows in some of the smaller places. I mean, Texas is always good for Fear Factory, strapping as well. Like, I have some great memories of meeting people in Houston and Dallas and stuff like that. And
Texas is another planet, though, isn't it? It's just another planet.
I love that about Texas.
I won't lie, brother. There's some honest to God truth in that. We got a little bit more interview for you and a couple more songs, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for listening all the way through to the end. This has just been an incredible honor. Thank you so much for sharing it with me, everybody. So, don't be afraid to do it. Please do it. Please come to Ontario too. Yeah, definitely. But I think I'm good, brother. I honestly can't move part of my face now, so.
Oh no, okay, well I'll let you go and recover from that.
So much. Thank you so much. I honestly think it'll be quite a while before I truly recover from all the happy today. Okay, like literally, my face went totally paralyzed. My legs won't move. My left arm won't move, and I am so happy. So that was one of the most incredible things. I probably said lots of stupid things, and I'd probably want to redo it a million times. But thank you so much